Hey, everybody, welcome back. So, I wanted to do a video today because a very important topic came up today, and it's come up over the last couple of days in various contexts. I want to go kind of through it and really dive into it deep because if you can understand these concepts that I'm about to share with you right now, um, you are going to go from being a losing trader to a winning trader. And it's really just that simple. So let's go in the room and let's put a little bit of context here together. So, in the room here, I was looking at a couple of trades this morning, and if you go to today and you read the posts, basically what I said was um, the market today, um, the market today is probably going to. I said the 1023. I said the SPY is parabolic today, and parabolic moves usually either end with either a big V top or they stall out for a long time. And I had the idea that today was going to be a V top on the market. So I wanted to find some shorts today, and we started looking at Facebook and kind of where we are, and then we're going to get back to this. So I need you to understand this context, okay? So as you can see here, here is my algo, and anybody that has bought my algo understands that when this turns yellow, it is the environment of an undervalued condition. If it turns yellow at a low, or if it turns yellow at a high, it's an overvalued condition. So you can see that Facebook stayed um, overvalued from the very first candle this morning, and you can see Facebook is in a bit of a downtrend here. And so that's one of the conditions that you want to look for if you're trading a quote unquote my method or my system that I am basically selling my algo package for. Okay, so there's a couple of guys in my room that have bought the algo package, and some of them are swing trading with it, and some of them are longer term trading with it. But we were watching Facebook, and we were watching various levels. We were watching this level right here. We were watching this level right here. And ultimately, we were watching this level right here. And if you go back, and again, it's really important that you understand this. I'll try to keep this as simple as possible, but it's a really good learning here. So stick with me and listen to the whole thing. So I said back here, early on Facebook, I said, Facebook, I am watching the 194.37 level for shorts. And notice the time, I said that at 11:19. So here's that level right there. And you can see we spiked up into that level and started to reject it. Okay? Now, we were already in a very high overvalued situation, so looking for a correction here was the right thing to do on a short-term time frame. Now, what happened was it came down, it didn't meet all the qualifications, but I decided to take the trade anyways. And why did I take the trade? I took the trade right in around here. And why did I take the trade? I took the trade because at the same time that Facebook was happening, the spider went into an overvalued situation and it started to reject the highs. Now, so that is why I took the trade. Now, um, what I said was the spider's got to get through this level right here. If we reject this level 309, I'm going to cut the Facebook trade. Okay. And just bear with me, guys. I know this is really going to sound convoluted, but there's a really valuable lesson here. So what happened was I decided to cut that trade on that rejection. I broke even, okay? And I said I'm still interested. Now, one of the guys that bought the course is a guy who I like a lot. He's a really cool dude, and he bought the course, but he's become frustrated, right? And his name is the Doc. Now, he's actually a doctor, believe it or not. I know this because he's said it a couple of times. So he got frustrated today because, um, he's been taking. Well, I'll read it to you, and it's really important. And here's where the value in this lesson starts. This is how I'm going to turn you from a losing trader into a winning trader. Okay. So let's go to it here. So what happened was, he says, I think I'm just going to stop trading. This rigged market is making me crazy. I'm going to stay in cash until the crash begins. Now, this is what happens with a lot of traders. You buy a method, you buy a system or whatever, and it doesn't work all the time, and then you get frustrated, and then you just give up, and or you go and buy something else, right? So he says, thanks for your guidance, Steve. Signing off now. See you when the crash begins. Until then. And I just want to read all these because it's really important. I said, good luck to you, but you may be waiting a very long time. It's better to just adapt and stay aware of the situation and context. I'm personally a short sales specialist. So for me, that's what I do best. And I try to find shorts because I'm very good at it for the most part. But I can trade any market. I just have to adapt my particular style to those market conditions. Okay, doesn't mean I'm a short sales specialist. Doesn't mean that you have to be. As a matter of fact, many of my clients make a ton of money going long. It's just my personality. Okay, but here's what I want to get to. The markets are never going to be easy. Okay, guys, we must always adapt or perish. And what happens is you go out there, you buy a course, you buy an indicator, you buy whatever, you try something, it works for a little while, it stops working, and then you give up and you go on and you buy something else, and you go on and you buy something else, and you go on and you buy something else. Okay? And that is the circle of doom, or the treadmill of doom that all retail traders are stuck in. But that is not the answer to your problem. And the reason why it's not the answer to your problem is if you really think about that for a minute or two, what you'll understand about that is that what are you looking to, what are you trying to do when you do that? You're trying to be right. So you're looking for something that is going to make you right all the time. So just think about that. Now, I go on here and I say, and so Doc says, my account has taken a beating in the last few weeks. Just better off buying and holding for now. Market wants to melt up and everyone wants to be aboard. I might as well punch my ticket too. Okay, so here's what my answer is to him. So the problem is with him and everybody else that has any type of trading method is that they're not adapting to context well. Okay? And if you don't adapt to the market context, you have like zero chance of success. You can never take anything. There is nothing out there, not my indicator, which is a very good indicator, an algo package that's going to work all the time. As a matter of fact, you're going to be wrong 40 to 50% of the time. Now, when I'm right, I want you guys to keep in mind, I average 1.78% for my winning trades versus my losing trades. So that means that every time I'm wrong, I lose $1. Every time I'm right, I make $1.78. So that means I can be right, I can be wrong 50% of the time and still make a very good living. So what becomes important? What becomes important is not being right. What becomes important is knowing how to lose. Okay? So that when I do lose, I never lose more than $1, and then when I do win, I make that $1.78. So understanding how to become a good loser is why you are failing as a trader. I want that to really sink into your mind. Okay? The reason you're failing as a trader is because you do not know how to be a good loser. Go and search as much as you want for um, for the most ideal indicator, but it's still gonna be a massive problem. So, I'll give you an example. I've seen hundreds of traders that have 80% win rates, but they never learn the weakness of their method or how to lose. I personally had 44 winning trades in a row. Okay, I took a trade a week on an options spread trading system. It had a 99% win rate. And then later in the year, it started to lose money. And with a 90% win rate, I lost that entire account because I didn't understand the limitations of how that system performed, and that when it lost too much money for how much it made when it made money. Does that make sense? So I wasn't a good loser. So any fool can come up with a very low risk way of trading, but what they don't tell you and what you need to understand is how does it lose money, and how do I focus more on not making money, and this is where the gold comes in. If you want to change from being a losing trader, it starts today. It starts today from stop looking for a system to make you money. Start judging the value of a system on not how much it can make you, but how little it will lose you when you start to lose with it. So here's what I said. I summed it up in this sentence, okay? I have dyslexia, by the way, so sometimes I write things and they don't make sense. So the retail trader looks at the market and says to himself, how much money can I make? And you look at your system, you say, oh my God, if I would have done this, if I would have done this, if I would have followed that signal, I would have done this, if I would have done that, look how much money I would have made. And that is how all retail traders with no experience that are not consistently successful, that's how they lose money. That's how I lost money, right? I mean, I'm not telling you guys this because I'm some genius, okay? I'm telling you guys this because I had to frickin' learn this the hard way. When I came off the floor, I was at a massive informational deficit. So I had to understand that unlike the floor where I had information that I could not get when I was a retail trader, I had to learn how to become a good loser. So the experienced trader looks at the market and says, how much money can I afford to lose? If you do not know the answer to that question, you have no shot at this business. Now, what do I mean specifically? I'm not saying how much can I lose on this one trade. I am saying if I had a worst case scenario where I lost 8 to 10 losing trades in a row out of the next 20 trades that I take, would I still be okay? That is how experienced, successful traders think. And that is why you are losing money as a trader, because you're still out there searching for that thing that's going to get you into trades. You're not searching for the method or system that has fantastic, and I'm talking about institutional grade money management techniques, and that can teach you context, okay? That is what I do. I do not make my students successful by teaching them how to make money. I make my students successful by teaching them how not to lose money, or when they do lose money, to control it, because the context, they understand the context that they are trading in is one where you have to either increase your size or decrease your size, increase your frequency, or increase or decrease your frequency. So it's not just about putting a stop on, okay, although that's really important, and that's what everybody wants to tell you is important as a trader. Hell no, that's bullcrap. You have to know how to increase your sizing or decrease your sizing, increase your frequency or decrease your frequency. You have to adapt to the current context. So it's not just a simple answer of, oh, I need to put a stop on every trade. No, 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 no. Different environments require different sizing, different frequency, and different and so you must adapt to that just far beyond just placing a stop. Okay? That is what I teach. That is why 70% of my students go on to be successful. Now you might say, Steve, well 30% lose. Yeah, but you know when I get answers from that 30% of my students that lose? You know what they say to me? Steve, I'm not a successful trader, but I want to thank you. And I say, really? I failed you? And they say, no, no, Steve, it's okay. You know what? I'm not a successful trader. And I get really upset. Well, just stick with it. Come on, you can do this. And they say, no, Steve, I've learned I just can't do this business. I can't do it. By paying you for your course, I didn't fail. I actually made money because I'm quitting trading. I do not have the ability to adjust, read the context, adjust my sizing and my frequency, and or place my stops. So everybody out there is telling you you're failing because you're not placing stops. That's only a part of the equation. That will only get you too far. So that is the key thing that you want to look at with everything that you buy. And that is the major weakness that my course has, my inexpensive course. That is the major weakness and the reason why I have balked so much at putting together a cheap course, because it doesn't do that. It just gives you signals and it doesn't help you build context. Now, those signals are really powerful, and don't want to get you wrong. It's a very powerful system, but it still lacks context. You'll do very, very well with it. You'll do well with it, but you won't make an incredible amount of money with it. You won't turn into a professional trader with it alone. It will help you make money. It will help you gauge things. It will help you be a better trader, but it's not going to be enough. I made it so that you'll be able to make a little bit of money, and then you'll take my full one-on-one mastery program, because until you can understand context, until you can understand everything that I'm writing into this gentleman, right? There's no chance for you, right? There's really no chance. You're just going to get frustrated no matter how good a system is or no matter how good an indicator is. You must understand that there are markets to be trading big in. There are markets to be trading small in. There are markets that you want to be trading a lot in. And there are markets where you only want to be trading a little bit in. Okay? So there you have it, guys. I guess what I'm trying to say is that forget about taking my course, because not all of you can afford it, and I want to give you some value here today for free. So my value to you today is just stop looking for ways to make money and start looking for systems or methods that will help you stop losing money. Does that make sense? Okay? What ended up happening, I got back into my Facebook shorts and watched. Let's take a look at what she's doing right now. Boom! Wait, oh, sorry. I boomed too early. Facebook. Okay, it's not doing that great, but I got back in right here. It's still doing much better, right? And I'm going to hold this for a swing trade. This overvalued situation, I believe in it and I trust it, but in the context, I couldn't take a trade here, and I couldn't take a trade here. I had to wait to this level to take a trade because I understood the context of what the market was doing today. I'm going to hold this trade. I think it's going to work out great. I think we'll come back down. We'll retest 190, and I think we'll even go a little bit further. I think if I can get lucky here, we'll retest 186. Okay? But I understand the context, and that is what helps me to trade. Thank you. This video went 10 minutes longer than I wanted to. Bye for now. Love you all.